Still undecided about his future after speaking publicly for the first time. Again, with McAfee, he said he's not been given a deadline by the Steelers. He also said there's not been a contract offer on the table. And then he praised in a lengthy fashion his former coach and the new Steelers coach, Mike McCarthy. Give a listen.
I don't give a about how old he is, how long he's been in the league, or the trend of the new young, play caller who's called, who's been on the staff of one of the Shanahan disciples. Like, it seems like that's kind of the hot thing. I get that. Like, there's a lot of great scheme in there, but there's something to an old school organization. The Pittsburgh Steelers definitely are, just like the Green Bay Packers were. And bringing in a guy not only who brings accountability and in a program that's proven to work at multiple places now, but he's the Yinzer.
For those who don't know what that means, a Yinzer is what people in Pittsburgh call each other and themselves. So, and when that is true, he is a Western Pennsylvania guy through and through. This was his dream job through and through. And Kmart, there will be people who will say, well, here's Rodgers making everybody wait again. Yeah. In my opinion, on this level, that's at least a little bit unfair. He says they haven't made him an offer yet, right? They're just kind of talking at this point.
Him and McAfee, they talked about a lot of things on that show. But one thing that I thought was interesting was Rodgers has never said, like, I'm definitely coming back. But he also referred to himself as a free agent. So we think he's coming back, but the Steelers have not offered him a contract. Now, I spoke to their GM, Omar Khan, at the Combine, and I was asking, what is the deadline? You know, and he said, there is no deadline per se, but it won't drag out like last year. Remember, Rodgers didn't show up until June. Keep in mind, free agency starts next week, March 11th, and we're less than 50 days away from the draft, so they need to know what they're doing.
That's exactly right. And so here's my question for you. I'll put it in as simple form as I can. Is Rodgers going back to the Steelers a good idea for him, and is it a good idea for them?
I think it's a good idea for Aaron Rodgers. He liked it in Pittsburgh last year. Mike McCarthy, there's a relationship there. On the other side of it for Pittsburgh, you have to start to think about your future. That doesn't mean you don't bring Aaron Rodgers back, but the draft is coming up. If you like a guy like Ty Simpson, you can bring back Aaron Rodgers on a one-year deal and still draft a Ty Simpson. I'm okay with them bringing Aaron Rodgers back. I know everyone's reaction is he's old, you just need to move on. But with what the quarterback situation is right now, bringing Aaron Rodgers back may be in the best interest of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Harry, same question to you. Is it a good idea for him? Is it a good idea for them?
It's a good idea for Aaron Rodgers, but I don't think so. I don't think it's a good idea for the Pittsburgh Steelers. What they should be doing right now, in my opinion, is exhausting every possibility to bring in a quarterback, whether it's free agency, and you have a few guys. When you look at Mac Jones, can you go try to trade for him? Kyler Murray is going to be released by the Arizona Cardinals. You also have Malik Willis that's going to be a free agent. Can you exhaust the possibility of bringing one of those guys in a free agency? But then, like J-Mac just said, can you also look at the draft? And if the quarterback Ty Simpson is there at number 21, you can take him if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, or if you decide to move up in the draft and take Ty Simpson. I do like that call. I think Pittsburgh, they're in a place where they need to start planning for their future. Aaron Rodgers is 42 years old. Not saying he didn't do a good job at the quarterback position last year, but I do feel like this organization needs to move forward at the quarterback position and leave Aaron Rodgers in the rearview mirror.
So you're not totally sold on it. You're not totally sold on it. You know who's really not sold on it is our buddy Booger McFarland on NFL Live yesterday. In case you didn't miss it, or in case you didn't hear it, I should say, he did not mince words. Listen to Booger.
I think it's time for Pittsburgh to move on. If you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, do you honestly want to go through another season of Aaron Rodgers? He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, I get it, but it's not about what he's done. What can he do going forward? And if you're head coach Mike McCarthy and this is your new era, Aaron Rodgers does not need to be in it. Play Will Howard, and if that doesn't work, get ready to draft a quarterback in 27.
Here's the thing. I'm with Boog. I was with Boog last year. However, the fact that they're even waiting on Aaron Rodgers kind of shows you that they're not done with him yet. They would love to have him. The guys in that locker room would love Aaron Rodgers. So if they don't want to look forward, fine. Wait for Aaron Rodgers then.
And I think the reality of it is we keep saying that, just move forward. But I think Kyler Murray would be a really good option at the quarterback position. He mentioned Mac Jones. You're trading off assets to go get a guy like Mac Jones. I don't know that Pittsburgh feels like they're in that position. And then Malik Willis is not a big sample size with him. So there aren't a ton of free agent options that you just say, just move on and go get this. Go get who?
Right.
You're going to get Marcus Mariota, Jimmy Garoppolo. It's not for certain that those guys are a better option than Aaron Rodgers right now.
They could have drafted Jackson Dart last year, sitting right where they were sitting.
Here's the only thing I would say, though.
All right, super quick.
you're going to be in the same position regardless. You're not going to win a Super Bowl and contend with Aaron Rodgers because you have so many other holes on your offense and your entire team. So why not just start planning towards the future anyway?
Yeah, feels like a kick in the can down the road a little bit. We'll see what they wind up deciding to do and what he winds up deciding to do.
Wednesday, as the Chiefs traded All-Pro corner Trent McDuffie to the Rams for a package of draft picks that includes the number 29 selection in the 2026 NFL Draft. Chiefs will also receive 2026 5th and 6th round picks and a 2027 3rd round pick, according to our Adam Schefter. Well, since 2017, the Rams have traded away their 1st round pick in all but 1 year. That was 2024, when they eventually took the Defensive Rookie of the Year, Jared Verse. Players they acquired in those deals include Jared Goff, Brandon Cooks, Jalen Ramsey, and Matthew Stafford. LA still owns the 13th overall pick in this year's draft, which they acquired from the Falcons last year. All right, we say good morning to our NFL reporter, Kimberly A. Martin, and let's break down this deal between Kansas City and LA. Kimberly, why did the Rams make this move?
All right, Amina, you just showed that graphic. When I heard this news, the first thing I thought was, okay, the Rams are back on screw them picks time, right? But when you text people in that building, the excitement about Trey McDuffie is palpable. I had one Rams source tell me Trent is the real deal. Yes, they gave up 4 picks to get him. But here's the thought process that was explained to me. He's 25 years old. You get an all-pro level player, a guy who you can sign to an extension in exchange essentially for that 29 overall pick, which the draft, you guys know, it's a crapshoot. But here, the Rams know exactly what they have in Trent. And this is a team that I covered in the NFC title game. All the questions were about Matt Stafford's future and whether he would be back. Guys, the Rams are officially all in year 18 of Matt Stafford to win it all.
Yeah, a huge move for the Rams, and the Rams are now Super Bowl favorites at plus 750. Meanwhile, the Patriots, they'll release Stephon Diggs at the start of the new league year next week, and Diggs had a team-high 85 receptions last season. So how do the Patriots approach now having to replace that production?
Yeah, Amina, not just the production, but the leadership. He was like a big brother in that locker room, well-liked. So Mike Vrabel has been asked about this in the past, and he said, you know, number one receivers, you got to draft them, you got to develop them. Or, I don't know, you could trade for one. Now, one name that we've all thought about is A.J. Brown. Obviously, the connection between Mike Vrabel, the head coach, A.J. Brown stemming from their time in Tennessee. The Eagles are not actively shopping A.J. Brown, but their GM, Howie Roseman, is listening, and teams are calling, and he wants a haul. Now, it makes sense for the Patriots, a team that went to the Super Bowl and now obviously has issues on offense that it has to shore up. But A.J. Brown makes a lot of sense. The Patriots were active in free agency last year, so we're going to see if they'll do it again this year.
Yeah, it especially makes sense with the connection between A.J. Brown and Mike Vrabel and their time that they spent out in Tennessee when he was the coach of the Titans. Kimberly A. Martin with the latest. Thanks so much, Kimberly.